A 12-person startup nobody's heard of just claimed its AI agent beats both Claude and GPT at reproducing real science. Welcome to your AI News Roundup. Today, that story, a startup betting hundreds of millions on putting data centers in actual orbit, and evidence that serious hacking capability just moved onto a home computer. Let's get into it. A 12-person startup in London just came out of stealth, claiming its AI agent beats both Claude Opus 4.8 and GPT 5.5 at a genuinely hard task, independently reproducing the findings of published scientific papers. The company, Inherent, was founded by Google DeepMind alumni, including chief scientist Edward Hughes, and raised a $50 million seed round to build it. Their agent, Faraday, actually runs on a smaller open model, QN 3.6, paired with GPT 5.5 codecs just for coding. The team plans to grow to only 20 to 25 people by year's end. If a dozen-person lab can outperform the biggest labs on reproducing real science, that's a very different kind of AI story than another giant model release. Moving on, a startup wants to put AI data centers in actual orbit, and investors just backed that with $250 million more. Starcloud's new funding values the company at $2.3 billion, more than double its March mark, bringing total funding to $420 million. NVIDIA itself chipped in $25 million alongside Cisco and several existing investors. The money goes toward a 100,000-square-foot factory in Washington state and toward Starcloud 3, a satellite planned to launch on SpaceX's Starship. The company has already filed for FCC approval, covering 88,000 spacecraft operations, and it's designing a space-ready version of NVIDIA's next-generation GPU for a 2028 launch. Whether or not orbital data centers make sense yet, someone is now betting over $400 million that they will. Story number 3. The person who built Google's TPU chip program from scratch and shipped 7 generations of it just went to work for one of Google's own AI rivals. Anthropic hired Amir Salek, who left Google in 2022 and most recently worked in finance at Cerberus Capital Management, to join its compute team. Right now, Anthropic runs on a mix of NVIDIA, Google, and Amazon chips, and already has a $250 million order in with a UK chip startup called Fractile. Hiring the actual founder of Google's TPU program is a much stronger signal. Anthropic isn't just diversifying its chip suppliers anymore, it's building toward chips of its own. The same move OpenAI is already making with a Broadcom-designed chip called Jalapeno. Fourth up, an open research project let 18 different frontier AI models compete head-to-head on the same brutal task. Speedrun optimizing a training script that took humans months to perfect, each model given 8 powerful GPUs and up to 8 days. Primeintellect ran the experiment 153 times, and the winner, a model called Fable 5, closed 82% of the gap between the shared starting point and the human world record. Anthropic's Opus 5 and Kimi K3 trailed at around half that gap, and Grok did notably worse than either. Every run's data was published openly, so this isn't a marketing claim, it's a fully public leaderboard anyone can go check for themselves. And finally, a tech writer handed a mid-size open AI model a job he assumed only the biggest models could handle: reverse engineer a licensed app's security. The model, a 27 billion parameter version of QN, ran entirely offline on a single workstation, no cloud, no internet. It finished in about 30 minutes. Using only static analysis, it found hidden cryptographic material buried in the binary, and at one point caught and fixed its own mistaken key hash without anyone telling it to, then produced a working bypass script. The discussion this sparked treated it as real evidence that serious offensive security capability has quietly moved from expensive frontier labs onto hardware regular people can buy and run at home. That's today's roundup. If you want more stories where AI collides with the real world, hit subscribe so you catch the next one. Whatever you're building or just trying to keep up with, take care of yourselves and stay safe out there. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.